This is Rev. Michelle Hopkins.
We're going to discuss HAARP technology, chemtrails, Tesla tech rays, about the Hurricane Sandy storm that took place late last year.
There were actually views of chemtrails by the hundreds of thousands throughout the entire system, also west, east, north, and south of that system. There was a polarization out of Arecibo that actually kept it going. So you could actually tell that it was not only by the chem dumps and chemtrails and all the other frequencies that were going on. There was actually one specific polarization that was happening coming right out of Arecibo, and when the polarization would be taken away, Sandy would die down.
And if that's the case, this is a polarity or a singularity. A polar singularity or a single polarity. And it's generating this momentum in Hurricane Sandy. There's the eye, and here's the momentum in the cyclonic action around Sandy. Now I would like to show you the direction from which that singular polarity came. It came from the east-southeast direction from where Hurricane Sandy was, right in here, and the polarity came from up here. Let me show you what's there. This is Arecibo Observatory. I mentioned this place in one of my other videos or two. It is a TTA. It's a Tesla Tech array. It is capable of frequency of just about any range. It is one of the most enormous TTAs on the planet. It is capable of creating a massive polar singularity through frequency, through emitting frequency.
They created 3 other storms that merged with Sandy to create one gigantic superstorm. And as they were doing it, and people were dying, and people were losing their homes, they continued to assault this storm, not only with chemtrails, but visually you could see them on satellite imagery, all of the frequency that they were barraging this with, and Arecibo kept it up. It just kept up that polarization and kept barraging those people. The intensity of the storm was so bad that so many people just lost everything.
It just didn't seem natural for the storm to go. I know storms go up the East Coast, but to make a sharp left turn, like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Even meteorologists were saying this is not natural. You know, and then to merge it with a snowstorm on one side and rainstorms on the other, and they were just going to merge it with one other storm, but apparently that just wasn't enough. So they merged it not only with 2 storms, they merged that thing with 3 different storms, and they hit our shores with it. And by they, I mean the powers that be that rule and run TTAs, Tesla Tech arrays, in this country and in other countries. It was a concerted effort. It wasn't just our TTAs. It was other TTAs as well that we had agreed to and been complicit with to create this storm.
Why New York City? Why the East Coast? What's going on up there that they're trying to attack? Or was this from another country?
Okay, that's a very good question. First of all, we understand Agenda 21. The UN has an Agenda 21. It's written out on the Georgia Guidestones. 500 million people out of 7 billion on the face of this earth now. They want to reduce the population from 7 billion to 500 million. In their minds, that would be the best case scenario, maybe a little more if possible. And the people that are left remain as their slaves to make money for them. Part of the other reason is, whenever you want to know why the powers that be are doing what they're doing, follow the money. There are lots of Illuminati that own large corporations that actually build and rebuild. FEMA then went in there. They gave people loans for cleanup and so forth for their land, but then they put restrictions on them so that they couldn't actually rebuild, and then FEMA absorbed the land. FEMA said, if you can't pay this back, we will take your land, and that's what they did. The powers that be tell us that it's coming from the sky. So, whatever burning catastrophe that's going to be happening that's coming from the sky is going to be happening fairly soon, they are saying. And FEMA, when they do this, they're not necessarily doing this because they're readying to feed the populace. They're doing this to control the food for the populace. You control the food, you control the populace. Oh my goodness, this is chemtrail fallout. So I could not believe, I couldn't get my mind around what I was learning about chemtrails, and surely this can't be true. Surely this is just conspiracy. How could this possibly be true? Why would our government want to kill us all? Well, first of all, he said, yes, Michelle, this is true. This really is happening. We really are chemtrailing, and yes, we call it chemtrails. But we worked on these chemtrails way back in the day when they were just 1 or 2 ingredients in them, and we called them biological warfare.
Thank you for watching, everyone, and God bless you.